You can write a pattern once and get paid for it hundreds of times, but almost every Etsy income screenshot you see hides two things: the fees and how long it took. Here's the deal. According to Inside Agent, top pattern sellers make $2,000 a month, but I'll show you why most everyday crafters will land closer to the low hundreds at first. First, why patterns at all? Digital crochet and knitting PDFs have margins above 90% because there's no yarn, no shipping, no boxes, just your time up front. But high margin does not mean high income. Across Etsy overall, CustomC found the average seller brings in $444 revenue and only $489 profit per month. So let's zoom in on what happens when you actually sell one crochet pattern. In 2026, Etsy charges a 0.20 listing fee, 6.5% transaction fee, and roughly 3% plus 25 cents payment processing. According to Kittle's fee example, on a $15 digital file, Etsy keeps about $1.88. You keep $13.12, which is around an 87.5% margin before you count your time. Now multiply that. CustomC's data says a typical digital listing gets 111 sales and earns around $381 in revenue over its lifetime. For a strong crochet pattern, that's our rough ceiling. If your $15 pattern behaved like that, 111 sales would bring about $665 revenue and roughly $459 profit after Etsy fees from one file you wrote once. But here's the catch. Most beginner Etsy sellers don't start at those numbers. Printify's breakdown says beginners usually make $50 to $500 a month total across their whole shop. Real talk, that probably means 5 to 30 sales a month spread across a handful of patterns, not hundreds of instant downloads the day you launch. So how long until your first meaningful dollars? If you publish 5 solid patterns and each averages just 10 sales in the first 3 months, that's 50 sales at about $13 profit each, or roughly $650. Spread over 3 months, that's around $215 a month. That puts you right inside the realistic beginner range Printify reports and shows you need multiple listings, not just one star pattern. Could you grow it into real side income? Printify says serious full-time Etsy sellers make $2,000 to $7,000 per month for patterns. That usually means dozens or hundreds of listings built over years. The good news is Etsy has buyers. Finance Yahoo reports 86.6 million active buyers and $2.7 billion in gross merchandise sales in late 2025. So there's plenty of demand for niche patterns. Your real constraint is time and focus. One detailed pattern might take 10 to 20 hours to design, test, and write. If that pattern earns $1,000 over its life, that's $50 to $100 per hour of creative work. So here's the simple plan. Commit to creating 5 to 10 high-quality crochet or knitting patterns over the next 90 days. Price them around $8 to $15 and accept that the first month will be slow. If you want more honest, numbers-based breakdowns of real online side hustles like this, subscribe. I post one new deep dive every week so you can turn skills you already have into steady, realistic income.